list, said, hey, we're looking for bands with female vocal electronic bands who might be interested in being in our compilation CD. So send in your songs from wherever you are in the world. So female vocal electronic band, do we know somebody like that? Might be us. So we said, okay, what's the song that we have? We chose, and we looked at the other songs because most of the other bands on the label actually are...
They're all European.
They're all European.
They're all European,
and
isn't it?
a lot of them are gothic industrial, electro body music, heavy front 242 kind of music. So we chose, okay, we better take our most heaviest track. And so we sent, at that time that was our heaviest track. Yeah. So we sent that and we said, nah, they're not going to choose us. They're not going to choose us. And guess what? They chose us.
Yeah.
To be on the compilation.
We weren't on the main compilation album, but they had so many submissions they ended up having 2 CDs. And we were on the bonus. We were on the bonus CD on the first track.
We were the first song on the bonus.
First song on the bonus CD, which is great because your position on a CD, especially a compilation, tells you what they think of you. Yeah. So we didn't get on the main CD that had a lot of the big name industrial bands, a lot of them out Germany, Belgium, and all that. But we were on the bonus and we were like, oh, that's cool.
You got the best consolation prize.
Yeah. Didn't get any money from it, but it was exposure. And after that, the label Alpha Matrix approached us to do some remixes for their bands. And when we, he listens to a lot more heavy stuff than I do. And I'm like, how to remix this band? You get, Montrom was out of Spain, right?
Yes, they were new Spanish gothic dark wave electronic industrial band.
Yeah, I think the album cover all white, black and white, and
face completely. In fact, body paint.
Yeah,
whole body, no shirt.
Yeah,
right, with black eyeliner, black lipstick.
Yep.
And even his 6-month-old baby is wearing a black onesie and a black
on
bib.
his Facebook page.
Quite awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
very, very awesome. And they asked us to remix some songs, and we were like, okay, why don't we just give this a shot, And we actually ended up doing 2 versions. The first thing I had to do was when I heard their songs and the song structure and everything, it's like, wait, I can't make sense of this song. I have to break it down. And so I went to the piano again and I took their song, broke it down into what I understood to be roughly the chords and the progressions, and I played out a whole piano sequence. We didn't bring it, but I said that, hey, we could do actually a piano version of their song, which is so far from where they are, their gothic industrial heavy stuff. And so we did that, and then we did another dance version, a more synth pop version, changed all their chords because they tend to write everything in minor over there. We changed some of it to major and stuff like that, and then we sent it to the label.
And we thought, okay, they'll never talk to us again. They'll never ask us
and we told them that it was a draft. No, these are drafts that we're working on. Tell me which of the 2 you kind of like, and then we'll work on it.
We'll do it properly.
We'll do it properly, right?
And then we didn't hear from them for 1 week. We didn't hear from them for 2 weeks. We didn't hear from them for 3 weeks. And we're thinking that's it. They were so, they were so disgusted by what they heard. They'll never contact us again. Next thing we know,
it came out on a compilation. No, it came out on
their release.
Montrom's release. I'm like, wait, this is our draft. I said, the piano
finished.
draft. We haven't finished working on it. It was our draft version, and it's on their album. I'm like, And I told him, from now on, we send drafts, you must send very low res. Cannot send high res.
Send incomplete songs.
Yeah, send incomplete songs, or they're going to put the whole thing out there. And then that was Montrom's lead. When they released their single EP, it was on that one. And then subsequently, when they released their full-length album, they put the other version that we did there. And then it led to a number of other Alpha Matrix artists asking us to do remixes. And I guess because what we did with their music was very different from what they were already doing. They're doing this very dark, gothic kind of sound. And we took it and made it lighter and a little bit more dancey and a little bit more poppy. And they kind of liked that. And I'm not sure whether it gave them access to other audiences over there, but they liked what we were doing with it. And after doing about 3 or 4 artists, we got paid. Two or three artists, we got paid for some of these. Then the label came and asked us.
And wrote us email. So, we like your music. Who are you signed to? What label are you signed to? Which is the usual kind of question when you go to somebody. So, is your boyfriend going to pick you up after this? Then you'd say, oh, I don't have a boyfriend. So he said, oh, we don't have a label, but we are always looking out for people who are like-minded to work with. And so that started a very good conversation on email where they laid out what they do and what they could do for us. And we just wanted to be sure that we were the right fit because we are kind of unusual. If you go to the Alpha Matrix website, I love the music of the other bands, but you will see that one of these things is not like the other. There's suddenly this.
Yeah, we kept saying, are you sure?
Are you really sure
you want to sign us? Are you really, really sure? Because our music is just different from what most of the other label
And so I
artists are.
underestimated them because he said, no, we are very broad-minded. We want to expose a whole range of electronic music. And so you fit, actually. Our whole idea was that people should be open-minded to electronic music and they should be open-minded to you. I said, okay, we'll take that.
Yeah. I mean, for us, it was there was no loss in doing it. I mean, we weren't reaching out to Europe in any way. So if they were able to take us on and help distribute us in Europe and expose us to their audience there, that was a bonus. And if it turns out that everybody hated us over there, then there was no loss because we weren't really going over to Europe anyway.
It's not as if we were going to lose the entire Belgian market that we'd built up, right?
From scratch, right? So it was really no harm in that sense. And that's why we kept asking, are you sure? Because they would have to put in some time and investment and all that.
They really did. They really spent a lot of time because, okay, so we're talking about the signing with the label. We talk about first of all, how? How we got onto a label. The next question was, why would we want to do it? Well, why was because we wanted the reach to be able to be distributed in Europe, where they have all the contacts with the blogs, they have contacts with the magazines, and they have contact with being able to get it onto being on their label. We then get released together with their other artists, and their other artists are well known in their particular genres. And when we do remixes for them, every time we do a remix for somebody, our Instagram followers go up, our Twitter followers go up, our Facebook friends go up, because suddenly say, who's this Cosmic Armchair that remixed my favorite band? Oh, it's not bad, and they'll look for us. So it helps. But also we were very careful because you see, there are different kinds of deals that you can sign with a record label. And here we now put on the business hat. It's the same hat. And because I used to be a lawyer, so I looked at the contract very carefully. There are some contracts where you will sign over all your rights to your song in exchange for this benefit of having distribution. And when you sign over the rights to all of your song, I mean, if you are really sure that you're going to get a benefit of they can sell all your music and you're going to make a lot of it, you may want to make that choice. For example, if Universal or Warner, one of the really big companies, offers you a deal like that, basically, you'd probably do it. Yeah. But for us, signing with a smaller label, we wanted to have ownership of our own rights still, and we still own the copyright to our own songs. What they have is that they will distribute for us exclusively. They'll sell it for us. But we still can do anything we like with our songs. Just that they help us sell it. And so that was actually a good deal. And so for anyone who's a songwriter or a musician and you're thinking of signing with a label, and there are many labels now, be careful of what you're signing. Make sure you know why you're signing it. Get good advice, legal advice. And if there are many people who call themselves labels as well. It's very easy to call yourself a label. All you need is a website. Right? I'm now a label. Yeah, so be careful what you sign up for. And they had a good reputation in the market because we got in touch with the various people who were asking us to remix, and everybody was very happy. They're very happy with these guys, and they worked really hard to promote the stuff. They worked really hard to promote it.
That's true. I think what was also interesting for us was we had already done some remixing before. I think for some remix contests and stuff like that. But remixing Alpha Matrix artists is yet another challenge altogether because their songs don't follow the normal conventions of chord progressions and things like that. So it is a challenge when we remix them. But it's quite interesting. Right now, we're currently working on another remix for a band that does... medieval gothic wear armor kind of. Yeah, it's a medieval band and they're all singing in German. So one of the first things we have to do is, please, can you translate some of the lyrics? I don't know what the heck you're saying, But it's fascinating, and we're thinking like, medieval music, and you hear this clash of
Swords
swords and
against
weaponry
shields.
in the background and stuff like that. So I've never heard really music like this before, and then trying to remix it. So it's interesting working on other people's music and also working with them to see, like, how far do you want me to take this? Because it's, from where you are to where we are, it's like, this is the big span. But most of them are very open to experimenting. The other thing I have to bring up about signing to a European label, and I guess this is why that last song that we played caught their attention, and I didn't realize it myself, but when we released that EP, one of the local music reviewers talked about this song and, like, proudly Singaporean song. I'm like, huh, really? And it didn't occur to me, because at the time when we recorded it, and I had written a dialogue between a man and a woman. So originally there was a dialogue between a man and a woman in there, and I had two of my friends who are actors, and they asked me, so what accent you want me to do this in? And I said, just normal lah, Singaporean lah. And so I just let them do what they did, you see, because you say you guys are the actors, you just take it and you work with it, and they did that. In the end, I ended up using the woman's part, but it didn't really stick in my brain that this was so Singaporean until that music review came out, like, oh yeah, ho, it's Singaporean.
Oh yeah, ho.
Yeah, ho, it's Singaporean, and it wasn't intended, but the music reviewer assumed that we intentionally made a Singaporean sound, and I think that was actually what caught the attention of the European label. It's like, what is this strange accent I am hearing? So again, it was all unintentional on our part, but it actually got us that attention. And now that we're releasing this album, I mean, the label has said, can you put something Chinese in there? And I'm like, huh? I don't do Chinese music. But we do use Asian instruments in our songs, and we've used them before. And actually, I think 2 of the tracks, we actually have Asian instruments in the song. And again, it wasn't that intentionally put in, it just sounded nice. But our label just said that if you're not comfortable with putting Chinese words on your album cover, it's okay, but we thought that it might work well. So that's something we're kind of discussing now, because, I mean, we're obviously not a Chinese band as in playing Chinese music. But then again, for the European market, if that is something that gets you more attention, the fact that you're Asian, that's what he wanted to point at. It's very unusual to have an Asian electronic band, and we're the only Asian label on their Belgian label. And we're like, okay lah, I mean, we are Asian. It's not that we're pretending to be Asian. And we do have a Chinese name. The band has a Chinese name. So we will just put that there as well on the album cover. And if that gets more attention, yeah, why not? So these are some things which, you also, that's part of the marketing thing. So getting the attention and then getting to your audience as well. So it's all been a very interesting experience lah. Yeah.
I do remember years ago that discussing with people, should we try and put Asian influences into our music? And if you try to force it, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
You try to just put in, I shall now put in a kujang or a pipa just for the sake of putting, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But interestingly, because you grow, if you are in an environment all the time and you're listening and you're hearing things, it comes up.
Yeah.
And you may not even notice it yourself because it's just internal. Like she always says, I can hear the Di Tanjong Katong inside that last riff.
I can hear Chan Mali Chan in this song.
Yes.
So for those who know Chan Mali Chan, yeah.
So
Traditional
all
Malay
those
song.
years of listening to these songs, it comes out in the music somehow, and so there is a feel. And I've become conscious now that yes, in other musicians as well, when there's a sound that, hey, that sound, there is a unique kind of, you're using a particular kind of melody that really shows that it's a root. And usually the composer hasn't even realized that they've used something which is Asian.
Yeah. So I think also when you're writing and producing, and again, if you're doing this commercially, it's totally different. Because somebody comes to you and says, I want a Chinese sound. That's a different thing. You're doing it for commercial purpose. But if you're writing your own songs, I would always like to say that, just allow your sound to come out. Whatever your influences are. Don't try and force either, if you're an Asian, an Asianness, or try to suppress, on the other hand, an Asianness and try to sound very Western or whatever genre it is that you like. I think it just needs to come out organically. And I think that's how, when we did the first remix contest that we did for...
Linkin Park.
We did a Linkin Park contest, right? And I'm like, you know what? I hear gongs in this song. And he's like, what? Yeah, I got to put gongs in here. And I think this would go really well with a number of Chinese instruments and
pipa.
the whole pipa, and I think we didn't use guzheng, but we used
Pipa, we use pipa.
use
a
pipa
lot.
in that in that track, and not bad. I mean, we qualified, we got into the top
five.
five, for that remix, but it worked. And when I listened to it, I'm like, it works, So just kind of let whatever your influences are and where they come from. If they come out, let them come out. Don't try and suppress it or anything. Yeah.
I don't belong here, but where do I go? I keep asking questions, but the answers don't show. Go through the motions, no end in sight. Where am I heading? Can you throw me a line? I don't belong here. I wonder why. I keep on trying to touch the sky. Strangest connections with things I should know. Are there empty tomorrows with nowhere to go? And I know there's times and seasons. I know there's new horizons. I know there's more than I can see. I know there's something greater, and I know there's silver under the sky. I know I'll have to wait, but why? I don't belong here, but neither do you. So why are we hanging to all that we do? It's time to listen to what they say, and get off this pedestal and be on our way. And I know there's times and seasons, and I know there's new horizons, and I know there's more than I can see. And I know there's something greater. I know there's silver under the sky. I know I'll have to wait, but why? I know there's times and seasons, and I know there's new horizons, and I know there's more than I can see. And I know there's something greater, and I know there's silver under the sky. I know I'll have to wait, but why? 'Cause I don't belong here, but here's where I'll be. I guess then it matters who I choose to please. Someday I'll get them, the answers I see. Then I'll step off this mountain and fly on its wings. Someday I'll get them, the answers I see. And then I'll step off this mountain and fly on its wings. And when I get
much. Thank you all for being here. Once again, we're Cosmic Armchair, and if you have any questions or you want to look at gear or anything, please feel free to come and ask
And
us.
thank you very much to City Music for having us here. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.